Here's a great question from Quora. Is a trademark an asset or an expense? My name is Andrei Minka, I'm the founder of Trademark Factory, and here's my answer to this question. Well, it really depends on how you look at it. It could be an expense, it could be an investment, it could be an asset, it could be something completely worthless. It really depends on what are you doing with that brand, because a trademark is never a final goal. It's a means to an end. It's either you look at it as potentially an insurance against losing your own brand or being forced to rebrand, or insurance against having to spend a lot of money trying to defend your brand against somebody else trying to copy it from you, because with a registered trademark it's a lot easier and cheaper to enforce that. So that's the insurance side of trademarks. Or it could be an asset if you decide to license, franchise your business, because nobody's ever going to buy a franchise from you if you don't own the brand, because the brand is really the most valuable part of that deal. Really, whether it's an expense, well, it is an expense. You do spend something on it, but I prefer to look at it as an investment, because if you're not planning to do anything with your mark, if you're not planning to build a brand around your business, a brand that means something, a brand that's worth something, then it's not just an expense, it's just a waste of money. Don't do that. But if you are hoping to build a successful business, if you are hoping to build something that matters, you need a brand to go with that, because that's what people are going to find you. That's how people are going to find you. That's what they're going to remember about you. And that's what's going to generate that goodwill about you. So then it's not an expense, then it's an investment, and you evaluate that investment as you evaluate any other investment based on the return that it gives you, right? If you spend a couple of $1,000s to get your brand trademarked, and then it becomes worth millions and millions and millions, well, that's a pretty good investment, right? If you look at the most valuable brand in the world today, Amazon, it's worth more than $315 billion. $300 billion. It's an unfathomable number. But if you try thinking about it, $315 billion, okay? And let's say it costs them $3,000 to trademark it back in 1995 when Jeff Bezos filed their first trademark for Amazon.com books, like 20 years ago. So let's say he grew 3,000 to 300 billion. I can't even count how many percent it is. So, 1,000 times that would be 3 million. Million times that would be 3 billion. So 100 million times. Am I counting correctly? I don't know how many percent is that. That's pretty good return on investment. If you can spend $3,000 and in the end of the day, 20 years from now, get an asset that's worth $315 billion, I don't know any other investment that can give you that return. Trademarks can act almost like a lottery ticket, right? You spend just a little bit, and sometimes you will end up with something massively valuable. Oftentimes it will be somewhat valuable, right? Even if you don't grow your business to be $300 billion, right? If it's just $10 million, or maybe $1 million, or maybe it's even 6 figures, it's still worth it. It's still worth it. It's not an expense. And If you start a business and the business doesn't pan out, nobody wants to buy your products or your services, or the brand that you came up with doesn't resonate with people, then it's not really an expense, it's just a waste. But that's a part of what it means to be an entrepreneur. That's part of what it means to build a business. Some of them will work, some of them won't. It's your responsibility, it's your risk as an entrepreneur, and the only reason we do it is because there is a reward in front of us. Treat your brand, treat your trademark just as one of those investments you make in your business, right? So ask yourself, is hiring people who help you build your business, is that an expense or an investment? I don't know, renting an office, renting a store, building a website, building your products, everything about the business, you can look at it as an expense, you can look at it as an asset, you can look at it as an investment, and really the only factor here is, what are you hoping to get out of it? If you're not hoping to get anything out of it, it's a waste, it's an expense. If you are doing it because you think it will give you an opportunity to build a stronger business, then it's an investment. Some investments will work, some will not, but at least you have to have an intention for your brand and your trademark to have a return for you. And if you're serious about this, if you have a brand that you want to protect, go to trademarkfactory.com and book your free call with our strategy advisors, and they'll be able to walk you through the process and see if you're the right fit to get started on our trademarking offer. And either way, whether you use our services or not, I hope this video answers your question. And if it does, like the video, subscribe, get notified whenever the next one goes live. And if you have a question for me that you want me to answer in a video just like this one, post a comment below. Ask your question in your comment, and I'll do my best to record a video and answer your question. And until then, I will see you in the next video.